really punish teams from deep. Kenny, you think this team can go deep in the playoffs without having a strong game from the outside?
I don't know, Ernie, because it's very hard to succeed in the NBA without any sharpshooters. Think about this, Ernie. The final 5 teams in the playoffs last year were the 5 teams that took the most threes.
Exactly.
Charlotte was dead last in the league last year in three-point percentage, 31.8%, and they showed up in the standings. Reminded of myself on the free throw line. They stink.
Oh, say does that star-space.
The Bulls are looking to defeat their Eastern Conference rival going into this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So the Bulls 5 right now. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 slot.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him. You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on and on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Hornets on defense now. And it's Rose penetrating. That's good. Rose has got his first points of the game.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Zeller, a screen on Rose. Off the pick. Walker's shot is off.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Kicks it to Gasol. Poked away. Batum with the steal. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Outside, Walker. Nobody near Williams. No good. And it's Chicago the other way. Outside, Rose. Outside, Gibson. Poked loose. Fast break now for Charlotte. Batum's running. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Charlotte no good that time either. Outside Butler. From downtown. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Zeller setting the pick for Walker. On the wing, Williams. 18 feet out. And Gibson sends it back. And they'll keep possession. They get it back. And good on the basket. Book it.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Rose can't hit.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
For 3, Dunleavy. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Picked by Zeller. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Walker. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even the perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
And here's Walker. Following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Over in the corner, Batum. Williams a screen. Batum passes to Williams. Shot clock at 5. And again, the Hornets missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Butler attacking. and he can't extend the lead to double digits.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Williams kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Williams a screen. Batum wide open. He fires. Connects from three-point range. Batum's got 5.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
It was in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here, and every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Chicago also making some changes. Doug McDermott comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Dunleavy. Lynn against Butler. Shot from 12. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 16-7 run. Well, guys, no secret that Al Jefferson has never been known for his defense. Clark, mostly viewed as an offensive player.
Yeah, he really is strong down in the low post. But last season, Jefferson went out of his way to change that no defense perception of it.
The offensive rebound. Soft touch off the glass. Jefferson's got his first basket of the night.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
McDermott, no one around him. Off target from outside.
And you know, it's what spurred Jefferson to kind of rededicate to defense when he realized teams would pick on him and make him the focal point of their attack.
Now here's Kaminsky. Jumper off the screen. Al Jefferson again. Jefferson's got his second bucket.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play. And for Jefferson and his defense, players know when they are being targeted. So good for Big Al to do something about it.
And the Hornets with possession here. The Bulls knocking down the three. Kaminsky dishes to Lynn. Over to the left wing. Shoots from the baseline. Jefferson's shot is off. And Moore kicks to Butler. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. 8 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now the feed to Jefferson. Jefferson missing again. And that does it for the first quarter. Bulls lead by 8. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
Hey. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. Hey. Yeah.
And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He said,
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Chicago.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Kemba Walker is out there with Batum. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Then it's Kaminsky. And it's Jefferson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Hornets 5. Last season, the Charlotte Hornets had a dreadful offense. Worst effective field goal percentage, Clark, in the league. Effective field goal percentage being your field goal percentage with the value of the shot factored in. Again, more analytics for us to look at.
Yeah, and this is a way to break down that analytic in an abbreviated fashion. Field goal percentage is a pretty good indicator of how good your offense is.
Brooks against Walker. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And that's just taking advantage of some soft defense on that drive. Little resistance for him on the way to the basket. And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the league. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Just thinking again about Kemba Walker's field goal percentage, Greg. You were talking about shot under 40%, Clark, from the floor last year.
Yeah, and I think so much of shooting percentage is a function of shot selection. That's 3 out of the last 4 seasons now, under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
And Kidd-Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Cody Zeller's checked in for Charlotte. Clark for Kidd-Gilchrist and his shot. It seemed to be a step in the right direction for his entire offensive game.
Well, Kevin, it was the first year of reworking that jump shot, and the mid-range percentage has gone up as a result. That's positive progress.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Kidd-Gilchrist has got 4 this quarter.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Rejected by Gasol. And that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Williams, a screen on Rose. Here's Walker. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Here's Butler, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
It's been a solid outing for Butler. He has 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level. You know, and for Cody Zeller, after that promising rookie campaign, he just did not tear it up in year 2. In fact, his production only improved slightly. But that was mostly due to the increase in playing time. Talented guy, no doubt, just still trying to find his way in the league.
Lee's checked in for Charlotte. Jeremy Lin comes in for Kemba Walker. And Chicago also making a switch. Portis, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. Here's Butler. The shot no good. Good D by Lee.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And for Cody Zeller, Greg, there's a reason he was the 4th overall pick back in 2013. He showed the size and athleticism to be a difference maker in college. And Clark, now he has to do it at the pro level as well, and I think people are pretty confident he can.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with those folks myself because he does have the tools. It's now a matter of transitioning, becoming a little better shooting the ball than he's shown.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
And the Hornets making a change here. Lamb's checked in. Zeller setting the pick for Lynn. Shoots off the screen. Charlotte no good that time either. On the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history, and Clark, he called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time, so look for him to bounce back in the years going forward.
And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Moore's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Timeout. Start it.
And the Hornets call time here.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
With some Gatorade, that's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Kaminsky is checked in for Cody Zeller.
Well, I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Brooks for 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Outside, Lynn. On baseline, Jay. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Lynn's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the half. And it's Butler missing.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Shoots the 3. Good. Score the basket. Mark him 4 for 8, shooting 50% so far.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Lynn kicks to lead. Pass to Lamb. Lynn against Brooks. 5 on the clock. Here's Lamb. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Brooks kicks it to Noah. Outside Butler. Up in time. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline.
Well, guys, I'm here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Bill O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Chicago was looking great right away. Tenacious on both ends of the floor, they took command early with a 13-2 run. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time.
The second half just about to get going here. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis. as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Chicago leading by 5. Rose passes to Gasol. Powered down with both hands.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Shot's good by Walker.
Nothing but money for them to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. Here's Butler. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Hornets trail by 7. Charlotte calls timeout.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
And Clifford in his 3rd year now as a head coach, Greg. That experience you were just talking about. He has 29 years of coaching under his belt. And he's a Van Gundy disciple. Clark was on the coaching staff for both brothers.
Yeah, and he's been with a lot of teams, Kevin. 13 seasons as an assistant for the Lakers, Rockets, Magic, and Knicks.
Jefferson's checked in for the Hornets.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
And Butler gets it to go.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
The Hornets have gone 3 of 4 so far in the 3rd quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Walker dishes to Batum. Jefferson a screen on Butler. Batum shot off the screen. Butler with the steal. There's Rose with the 3. Al Jefferson grabs the miss. Jefferson's got his 3rd rebound tonight, and it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. And when you think of Kid Gilchrist, one thing that comes to mind is intangibles. He has a desire and intensity and a will to win that elevates him to elite status.
Yeah, you know, he never will be a great shooter, and he's still working on his jump shot. But the intangibles, you talked about it, you add heart and tenacity to that. Every team wants a guy like that.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Jimmy Butler. For 3, Dunleavy. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And talking about Kid Gilchrist, yes, he's worked to fix his shooting form last season, but the real improvement was made on the boards. He averaged 7.5 rebounds a game in only 29 minutes of play. That is outstanding.
Right side Jefferson. The rebound by Holiday. Chicago leading by 7. From deep, Rose. That is good. Rose has got 13 points.
And for Kid Gilchrist, he was accustomed to so much winning in high school, college, international competition. He's had a rough first 3 years in the NBA, making the playoffs only once in that time. But he's a real warrior, so that has to be killing him inside.
Here's Jefferson. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. He's got 6.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Here's Batum. A second chance effort. Here's Zeller. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
Here's the screen, and Holiday kicks to Mirotic. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Mirotic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Walker. 10 points for him. Picked by Zeller. And Walker kicks to Batum. The dish to Jefferson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And for Big Al Jefferson, he's been a great player in this league, but he hasn't played on that many great teams, and he's never made an all-star team. Hard to imagine.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. Lamb comes in for Kid Gilchrist. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kemba Walker. Here's McDermott. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his first foul. Marvin Williams is checked in for Jefferson. There's a screen by Williams. Here's Lamb. And the 3 off target. And for Al Jefferson, never making an all-star team, he's got the numbers on offense to get him there. People just feel he's probably, what, Clark, one-dimensional?
Well, you know, even though the all-star game has no defense for the most part, you usually need to play a little bit of D to have a chance to get there.
And it's good.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Kaminsky sets the pick for Lin inside, and it will go, and the Bulls lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Kaminsky.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
And Brooks, here we go. Goes back up, and Noah with the nice bucket inside. Noah's got the lead up to 11 now for Chicago.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Here's Brooks. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. And the Bulls lead by 13.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I'll tell you. I mean, that took a little bit of creativity right there.
And here at the... All right, Charlotte, now entering the quarter. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Chicago leading by 13. Kid Gilchrist and Williams are at the forward spots. Lee out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Kaminsky in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
Hornets, Al Jefferson, Nicholas Batum.
Gasol, a screen on Walker. Walker against Brooks. Pass to Dunleavy. He feeds it to Noah. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Hornets shooting not great, 40% for the game. And it's Walker penetrating. Williams fires. Williams with another miss.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought that was definitely automatic.
And the shot is good. 19 points for Jimmy Butler.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
The Bulls shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Dunleavy kicks to Gasol. Brooks outside. Tries again. No good from Gasol.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
And it's Butler missing.
He had a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass. And watching Kemba Walker, explosive. An underside crossover. Really a scorer's mentality, much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Charlotte calls timeout. Greg, talking about Walker, you have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. Noah comes in for Taj Gibson. Williams a screen to the middle, off the pick, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Screen by Jefferson. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Walker. Here's Batum. And the shot no good, a bit short.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Dunleavy for three. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists tonight.
The shot quality's very good here, and they're making most of them this half.
Yeah, converting at a really high level. The field goal percentage continues to creep upward.
Jefferson setting the pick for Batum. He dishes it to Jefferson. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's Walker. Fires at the elbow. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And 11 points for Al Jefferson.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Rose dishes to Dunleavy. Butler with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. Butler kicks to McDermott. Just 5 to shoot. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Here's Rose. Rebound by Williams. Hornets trail by 18. And Walker kicks to Williams. Dishes to Jefferson. That is good. Jefferson's got 6 here in this quarter.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And the jam by Nicholas Batum.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, his fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Taj Gibson's checked in for McDermott.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Right side, Batum. Batum with another miss.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really falling off.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Bulls.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Yeah, it's a fun way to play, and it's fun to watch, too.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Butler. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
And Walker kicks to Jefferson. From 13, And he gets the bucket. Jefferson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And, you know, back to D. Rose. He grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now Walker. Screened by Jefferson. Williams attacking. Misfires after coming off the pick.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Rose, wide open. He shoots. No good on the triple. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Walker against Rose. Walker with it. And the baseline jumper, no good. Butler attacking. Great D that time from Batum.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Pal, congratulations on the win. Tell us about the approach that the team took tonight in maximizing its effectiveness on the offensive end.
I think we just concentrate and we work hard until the last second of every possession, and I think that's something that we want to continue to do and be consistent with. And you know, we're happy that today we were able to fight through everything and then still come out with a great win.
Congratulations, Pal. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Jimmy Butler. He put up a new season high tonight. And if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here. What'd you notice about his performance, Kenny?
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
Well, you know, when Butler's on the court, he's going to come at you in all sorts of ways. I mean, defensively, offensively, this guy can just flat out play. Let's not forget he's an all-star, too.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille